You are 28 years old. Your family controls Birmingham. You run betting shops, horse tracks, and underground operations. You wear sharp suits, carry a razor in your cap, and nobody touches you. Here's what your life actually looks like. Level 1, the morning, 6 a.m. You wake up in the family house before the rest of the street has stirred. Your brother's already at the table. He doesn't say much this early. He never does. A few words, maybe. Enough to confirm what the day requires, and nothing more. That's how communication works in this family. Silence carries as much weight as speech. You put on your suit, the same deliberate ritual every morning. Waistcoat first, jacket. You tuck the razor into the cap, adjust it until it sits right. You light a cigarette on your way out the door. More habit than craving at this point. Walking to the office, you're not thinking about violence or fear. You're thinking about numbers, territory, and the next move. Today, we expand. Every single morning starts the same disciplined way. You're not just a gangster walking these streets. You're running a business, and the calm of this exact hour is where decisions gets made, long before anything messy happens later in the day. Level 2, the betting shop. 8 a.m. You walk into the family's betting shop and your men are already there, ledgers open, cash counted from the night before. They nod. You nod back. No greeting needed. This exchange has happened 1,000 mornings before this one. You go through the books. The numbers are good. Steady flow, consistent margins, nothing that draws unwanted attention from the wrong people. You think about how this all started. Small street bets, a few pounds changing hands on a corner, nothing that looked like an empire in the making. Now you own the street, not metaphorically. Every bookmaker on that stretch either works for the family or answers to someone who does. Word comes in that a rival's trying to set up shop 2 streets over, cutting into territory that's been settled for years. You don't shout about it. You send a message. Quiet, precise. The kind of message that doesn't need repeating twice. Respect in this world isn't requested politely and granted. It's taken, established, and then maintained through consistent, visible consequences for anyone who forgets where the lines are. Every bet placed in that shop this morning is, in its own small way, a vote of confidence in the family name. And that confidence didn't happen by accident. Level 3, the horse track. Noon. You're at the races, and this is where the real money moves. You lean toward the jockey before the race starts. A few words, nothing written down, nothing anyone could ever prove in a courtroom. You already know which horse crosses the line first because the outcome was decided before the gates even opened. You place your bet. The race runs exactly as expected. You walk away 5,000 pounds richer in the time it takes most people to finish a cup of tea. The game everyone else is playing is genuinely uncertain to them. They're betting on chance, on form, on a horse having a good day. You're not betting at all. You're collecting on information nobody else has access to. The horse track is where the family turns relationships and quiet leverage into hard currency. It's not luck. It's infrastructure. Jockeys who owe favors, trainers who look the other way, officials who've been paid to see nothing unusual. Every piece of that machinery took years to build, one conversation at a time. There's a thrill in it, controlling an outcome everyone else believes is random, but there's a risk sitting right underneath that thrill too. Every rigged race is one more thing that could unravel if the wrong person starts asking the right questions. Level 4, the expansion. 3 p.m. You're in a meeting with your brother, and the conversation has shifted from maintaining what you have to something bigger. We're going bigger, he says. London, politics, legitimate business. You push back, half out of habit. We're already legitimate. He looks at you the way he looks at everyone when he's already 3 steps ahead. Not yet, but soon. And sitting there, You realize something about the actual shape of this family's ambition. This was never just about surviving in Birmingham, running enough betting shops to keep everyone fed and armed. The real goal has always been bigger than that, moving from controlling streets to controlling rooms where laws get written, where legitimacy gets granted rather than taken by force. That's the real expansion, not more betting shops, influence that doesn't need a razor blade and a cap to be respected. You think about it on the walk back. One day, the family name won't need explaining in whispered warnings on street corners. It'll be on buildings, on ballots, in rooms where nobody would ever suspect where the money underneath it actually came from. Level 5, the pressure, 6 p.m. You're back at the pub that doubles as the family's real headquarters, and a message arrives from a rival family. It's not written down. It's not spoken. It's bullets. Sent as a message that words alone weren't going to carry the weight required. You feel the shift immediately. They want war. And in this world, you call your brothers in. You start preparing. Because the alternative to preparing is losing. And losing in this life doesn't mean a bad quarter. It means burying someone. We don't lose, you tell the room. We can't. That's the reality of the business you're in. Every single day carries this pressure sitting just underneath the suits and the cigarettes and the calm exterior. The knowledge that any rival, any misstep, any moment of weakness could end everything you've built permanently for you or someone you love. Level 6, the cost, 10 p.m. The streets have gone quiet. The specific kind of quiet that never actually feels safe in this line of work. You're walking home. You hear footsteps behind you, closer than they should be. You turn. You handle it. You don't feel fear in that moment, and that's actually the more unsettling realization. You feel tired, bone-deep tired, in a way that money and power were supposed to prevent, but somehow never quite do. You think about the brothers you've already lost along the way to build what exists now. How many more will this cost before it's finished? And the honest answer, the one you don't say out loud to anyone, is as many as it takes. That's the actual price of the life you're living. Not the suits, not the razors, not the reputation. It's this, the quiet math you do at the end of every night, counting what the empire has actually cost against what it's actually built. Some nights that math comes out in your favor. Some nights it doesn't. Level 7, the legacy, midnight. You're at your desk reviewing the family accounts one more time before the day officially ends. You plan the next move. Always the next move, because stopping to admire what's already been built is a luxury this life rarely allows. You think back to where this started. Street corners, small bets, a family with nothing but reputation and nerve. Now you own Birmingham. But sitting here in the quiet, you realize the actual goal was never really about the money sitting in these ledgers. Money is just a tool. What you're actually building, what every early morning, every rigged race, every act of violence has actually been in service of, is a name that outlasts the men currently carrying it. You close the ledger, you light one more cigarette, and the thought that settles in isn't about tomorrow's numbers. It's about 100 years from now. Someone still recognizing the name on a building, in a story, in a legend that outgrew the actual facts of what happened. The Shelby name will outlive all of you. That was always the real point.